Okay, thanks for joining us today. We've got the new RWD FXR fairing that we're going to mount on a 2011 Dyna Super Glide. The kit comes with fiberglass fairing, windscreen, headlight cover, mounting kit, and all the nuts and bolts that you're going to need to complete this project. Very simple installation. We're going to show you how to do it. These are the hand tools that you're going to need today to install your FXR fairing. The only thing you're going to have to use over again is your stock Dyna headlight. Your first step is to take the side mounting plates and attach them to the front main bracket, making sure that the machined portion of the bracket goes towards the inside to have proper clearance for your neck. The next step is to take your pre-assembled brackets and your final spacer and long bolt. Leave the mounting bolts loose, which will help you in sliding everything together easily. You slide it in from the front, making sure that all the cables and wires stay to the outside so they don't get pinched. Put your sleeve in from the back and install your bolt. In our hardware kit, we have just a few items that have special locations, so we're going to go over that right now. There's 5 3/8 bolts that we provide. 3 of them are a little bit longer than these two here. We're going to take one long one and this special black washer, and we're going to set it aside right now because it goes with the lower mounting kit. The other 2 long bolts are going to go with your headlight bracket. And the 2 that are left, the shorter 3/8 bolts, we're going to use those first to secure the fairing while we do our mock-up of the rest of the kit. With any product, you always want to pre-fit it before you paint. So we're going to take our fairing, we have our bracket installed, we've got a couple of bolts, and we're going to slip it on. It will actually go over the top and sit in place by itself. Then we slide a couple bolts into place, and we can go ahead and tighten those up, and then we'll fit the bottom bracket. Okay, now we're going to install our lower mount, and I'm going to show you where that one special black washer goes. The trick is to slide this thing in, so I've left my fairing just a little bit loose so it will slide in easier. But once I get it in place, you put your long 3/8 bolt and washer through from the front. That special black washer goes on next. Then it's going to go through the frame, and then I'm using a regular nut instead of a nylock just to make mock-up easy on my bike. Okay, now that you've got your fairing installed, it's all mocked up, it's straight, it's tight, it's in place. There's a few things we got to look at. Depending on which front end you use, there may be a clearance issue. Down here where your fork tubes are going to come up, they may need to have a little bit of extra clearance on the fiberglass down here. We leave that fiberglass on there because this FXR fairing can go on your stock old FXR, and those had really narrow front ends. So we wanted to keep the fairing as stock as it could be. And if you're putting it on a Dyna like this, you just need to clearance a little bit, and make sure you do that before you paint your fairing. Then the other thing we're going to do is move around here to the back, and we've got that lower mount in place. We're going to reach inside. I'm using a silver Sharpie because the inside of the fairing is black. And we're going to go down inside of here and mark these 4 bolt holes. And then when we take it apart, we can drill the holes and be ready to paint and reassemble. Okay, now that you've got your fairing all mocked up and let's just say it's been off and painted and ready to go back on, this is our headlight bracket. You're going to use the 2 longer 3/8 bolts. You're going to install it through the bottom holes. You're going to be able to tighten that up, and your stock headlight will slide back on and fit into place. The only thing you're going to have to do is add a little bit of wire and do a little splice job on your headlights, and hopefully everybody out there can handle that. Next, we're going to install the black threaded inserts for your windscreen and your headlight cover. Okay, now we're going to install our windscreen. We're going to use the Allens that we provided, and make sure you use the small plastic washers. Okay, when we start to put our windscreen on, we're going to start in the center and we're going to work our way out from there. When you go to install your headlight cover, you're going to see that there's a very tiny notch. That's the top of the cover. So when you go to install it, just put that at the top and start your bolts.